Hope you had a good Christmas. This is the Newcastle preview. Let's get into it. Jay here, Stretford, Paddock. That's Alex Bagley, the Housewives' favourite. How are we, brother?
Good.
Have you had a good Christmas, even though it hasn't happened yet? Because we're recording this before Christmas, but it's going out after Christmas.
It's been really good / medium / average / didn't do it because of COVID. Who knows?
There you go.
Nobody knows.
We've covered all the bases there absolutely seamlessly. Manchester United are travelling to St James's Park. Up those steps for all the travelling away fans. Bit of a nightmare. Big game, really, isn't it? Baggers, well, they're all big games now, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit disappointing. We got that start on the Rangnick. It was all right. We won a couple of games. The Norwich game was okay, but you could see we were starting to build or whatever, and we're hoping, we're getting a bit of... We're meant to have 8 days off anyway in between a couple of games,
Yeah, there was a bit of a break.
And then I was expecting this Newcastle game to be, look, we've just played Brighton, whatever had happened, 8 days off, on the training ground with Rangnick, coming into this, flying, let's get it up. And this was meant to be the, let's see what they've done, what they worked on. But now it's a bit of, have they been training, who's been training, who's been injured, who's been out. No one really knows what's going on. And Newcastle have had a tough run of fixtures. So it's a bit of an odd one of where this kind of is, how it's kind of coming about. But yeah, Man United, all big games, because we're now playing catch-up because we've missed a couple of games with the COVID stuff.
We are. You say you don't know which player is going to be available. We've done our predicted 11s, which we'll get into in a bit. But one sort of talking point has been fullbacks, because Rangnick does like attacking fullbacks. He likes wing-backs almost with his system. Alex Telles and Diogo Dalot have come in. Weren't getting much of a look in under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Have come in and done a very good job. I just want to look at the left-back position in particular, because last season Luke Shaw was absolutely flying. He had a great Euros. Come back, I personally think he's been abysmal. Alex Telles has come in and done very well. As I said earlier, we'll get to our predicted 11s in a minute. But where do you stand on the Telles-Luke Shaw thing? Do you think that it is still up in the air, or do you feel that when Luke Shaw's fully fit, he goes straight back into that team?
I think it's still up in the air, because I think that Telles has come in the last few weeks with, again, luckily because of the Luke Shaw injury and all that kind of stuff, but has done really, really well. I think against Arsenal was fantastic. I think there's been just little glimpses of him flying into tackles, jumping up, celebrating, winning the ball back and stuff like that. It's been brilliant to see. And we know his quality on the ball. We know he can put a cross in. With the likes of Ronaldo in the team, hopefully with the likes of Cavani hopefully coming back in the team, you want someone that can put a cross in. And you've also seen, since Rangnick's took over, the fullbacks are getting a lot more of the ball. It's not going through midfield, it's not sitting in the centre halves. The fullbacks are more on the ball, kind of similar to how Liverpool do it, where Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson get on the ball a lot. You've seen that more on the Rangnick. So it is up in the air. I think Luke Shaw's got something about him, though, that I think he will force his way back into the team, hopefully. I think just because of how good he was last season, I think that he will force his way past Alex Telles, I think, back into the team. Because he's still got the quality on the ball as well. And I think he's got a little bit more about him than Telles. But I wouldn't be surprised to see either of them play in the next couple of weeks.
No, you make a lot of sense out of what you said. I think in terms of, who's got the highest ceiling, you'd probably argue it's Luke Shaw. Yeah. I feel just his consistency's gone out the window. And this season, some of his performances, I mean, the one I keep going back to it, but I have to. The one against Liverpool was as bad a performance by a left-back as I've ever seen at Manchester United Football Club. I'm not saying that just to be melodramatic. He was at fault for about 4 of the goals against the Scousers at Old Trafford. But we know he has got the ability, so it's his turn or his time to prove the doubters wrong, I should say, and show us what he's about, because Alex Telles came in and many people thought he was going to be, he's going to take the place of Luke Shaw, but it seemed like it was almost to motivate Luke Shaw, wasn't it? Because Luke Shaw knuckled down, and Alex Telles didn't really get a look in. So we'll see what happens with that one. Another talking point has been fixtures. You mentioned there about the breaks and stuff, and obviously we had a game postponed. Now we've got, as considering they all go ahead, or if they all go ahead, we're going to have 3 games in about a week. How do you think that's going to affect this team? Because you've gone from not playing much at all to having all these fixtures come in. We have got a bit of a squad, though, haven't we? Again, we don't know how COVID's going to affect it, so it is a bit of the unknown. But we have got that squad. Do you think Rangnick's going to have to start rotating, or can you stick with a similar 11 for all those games?
I think we've got the squad to rotate. I think you saw that team that he put out against Young Boys, the last one in the group stage, and it was still a relatively strong team. There was obviously some youngsters, and you had Mata playing here, there, and everywhere. But if you get the likes of Varane and Bailly back, you've got two centre-halves that haven't played many games there, that can slot in and do a job. We've talked about at full-back, you can play either of them. Wan-Bissaka hasn't been great, but I still think does a job. And then you've got in midfield, I think there is more options, especially the way Rangnick's kind of playing. And it's almost a front four that, again, Ollie was leaning to, but this front four seems more, with two wide players and two strikers. Seems like it fits our group a lot better. We've looked at who can be up there. Is it Rashford, Cavani, Ronaldo? Hopefully you get all them players fit. Hopefully you get them back. And hopefully we can rotate a bit. But, it's one of those that, again, you go back to last season or even the season before when Ollie kind of stuck with a team, even though the fixtures were getting congested and all that, just because he knows what he's going to get out of them every week in, week out. And it's one of those, when you're in this kind of momentum at the moment, it's kind of, you play your game, you recover, and you got the same game plan again. There's nothing changing. You don't need to change personnel. And especially because we've not got any real big games. We've not got to prepare for a City or a Liverpool. He might just go with the same team all the way through and just maybe change the odd forward, maybe the odd fullback here and there. But he might just say, look, you guys recover. If you're fit, you're going to play the next game because you guys know what you're doing. You guys have trained this system. You guys are doing it, and just keep flowing, which, again, has worked. You can do the City thing where they rotate every week, or Liverpool have done the same thing where they just play the same team every week, and it can work.
Yeah, definitely. Sounds good. Getting into predicted 11s then, let's have a look at your predicted 11, see who you've gone for, who you think Ralph Rangnick will pick for the game against Newcastle.
So it's a little bit of a change on what he has done. I brought Luke Shaw back in. I just think that he will, just kind of step up. I think he'll take over that spot, but like I've mentioned there, if Telles starts, I'm not too disappointed in the slightest. I think he's done very well in the last few weeks. I think Fred and McTominay are the two in the middle at the moment. I don't think that changes. I think people were expecting that to be the first big change with a new manager coming in. But I think they've proven in the last couple of weeks it's who Rangnick wants. They can fit the system. They can do the pressing. They can do the hard work. And I think they're going to stay for probably the rest of the season unless we get someone in January. The two ahead of that, Bruno and Sancho, I think have done very well. I think they'll keep their positions. Again, all depends on, we're all questioning things a little bit here because we don't know who's been out with COVID, who's done what, who's where, so that might change depending on that. And then I've kind of swapped out Mason Greenwood and swapped out Rashford and put in Mason alongside Cristiano Ronaldo because I think that he's shown the glimpses of the quality the last few weeks. I think Rashford looked a little bit poor, but again, we'll see what has happened with this little bit of a break, and maybe it's Marcus Rashford back firing fit.
So pretty strong team there, Baggers, to be honest with you. Like you said, Luke Shaw coming back in, Fred McTominay, Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho's been playing well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Under Ralph Rangnick.
Definitely.
That is a team that you think could cause or should cause Newcastle all sorts of problems. We'll have a look at mine. Mine's quite similar. There's a couple of changes. I just want to explain my changes. We had a little bit of a debate then about Telles and Shaw. I just feel because of the reasons I've given with Luke Shaw's form, Telles keeps his place. Now, I've brought in Van der Beek over Sancho. Now, I might sound contradictory. I've just said Jadon Sancho's been playing well. It's the amount of fixtures we've got. I think we're going to have to mix it up. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, okay, which game are you going to mix it up with? Is it going to be Wolves? Is it going to be Burnley? Is it going to be Newcastle? And they're all at a very similar level to me. I know Newcastle are near the bottom, but it's the way you look at it, you go, okay, which is a tougher one? I just feel that Newcastle, because they are struggling so much, if you are going to take Jadon Sancho out of the team or rest him, this might be the one to do it in. So I've gone with Donny van der Beek. Everyone wants to see Donny van der Beek given a chance. This is the ideal opportunity for him to do it. If you can't do it against Newcastle, you can't do it against anyone in the Premier League. So I've gone with him. And also Mason Greenwood, I feel he needs to start in the Premier League, and I think this again would be a good opportunity for him to do so. Marcus Rashford looks a little bit off the pace at times since he's come back from his operation. So again, there's a little bit of rotation there. I feel in defence as well, Varane's not far off. He could maybe come back in for one of the games against maybe Burnley or Wolves.
Yeah, hopefully. I want to see Varane back. I think that, the glimpse at the start of the season was utter quality, and I want to see him back in the team. With Van der Beek, it all depends. Those two behind the striker, these two tens that he's essentially playing. Is it going to be Jadon Sancho? Is it going to be Bruno Fernandes? It's yet to see. He's kind of kept the same set of players all the way through. He's not really changed too much. It'd be interesting to see if he sees Van der Beek as one of them. He played him obviously in midfield in the young boys game. So depending, does he see him in that position? Does he see him further forward, further back, wherever it is? And it's whether he sees the likes of, Greenwood and Rashford, do they fit in those two kind of behind the striker, or are they always going to be, playing there? We've not seen him kind of deviate from that starting 11 so far. we've not seen him maybe try Greenwood further back, whatever it would be. So it's interesting to see now that he's had a bit of time of training, now he's had them on the training ground, what changes he does actually make and who kind of fits in where.
Absolutely. Got a bit of a different one for the opposition now. Me and you aren't going to talk about the opposition.
Absolutely.
Even
Fantastic.
though we are experts on Newcastle United, we are up there with the likes of Ant Deck and Alan Shearer in terms of our knowledge around Newcastle United.
Pretty much, yeah.
But we know someone who's even better when it comes to knowing about Newcastle United. Our very own Ethan James, our resident Newcastle fan. I caught up with him to see what he thinks about the Geordies' prospects against the mighty Reds.
Yeah, hi Jay, hi Alex. Not too confident, to be honest with you. I mean, last time we spoke, Newcastle were conceding lots of goals, plenty of penalties, and win the relegation zone, and it's pretty much the same thing. Also in that reverse fixture, you'll remember it was Cristiano Ronaldo's second debut, which was really convenient that it was against us, and he ended up tearing Newcastle a new one. They lost 4-1, so again, that doesn't fill me with a lot of optimism. But yes, there's been a lot of changes with Newcastle in other aspects since the last time we talked. We've now become the richest club in the world, which is nice, but doesn't mean an awful lot if you can't spend that money yet. We've also got a new manager. Eddie Howe's been appointed, sadly for you, Jay. I know you didn't want to see Stevie Bruce get the sack, but he's gone. And we got our first win under him, which is nice, but it's our only win. We beat Burnley 1-0. But apart from that, we're still second bottom, not looking too great. We're conceding loads of goals. I mean, if you look at the bigger picture at the minute, Newcastle have conceded 41 goals so far this season. That's 7 more than Norwich and 20 more than Burnley, who are also in the relegation zone. Obviously, Burnley have played a few less games, but it's still not great reading, to be honest with you. But yeah, Eddie Howe's insisted we're playing 4 defenders, which I think's naive, because the reason we've played 5 defenders for the last 5 years is because we're not good enough to play 4. So I don't know why we're doing that at the minute. And if you look at the last few games, and I run up to this one, we lost 4-0 to Leicester, 3-1 to Liverpool, and 4-0 to Manchester City. So that's 11-1 aggregate in the last few games, which isn't fantastic. But also another point to make is that the refereeing has been awful. And I know lots of clubs will say that about themselves, but I genuinely believe this, that I think the refs might have something for Newcastle at the minute, whether it's the beef with the Premier League still going on. But if you look at the last few game weeks that I've just mentioned there, against Leicester, James Maddison clearly dived when we looked at the VAR, and there was a penalty given against Lascelles again. Then there was Liverpool away. Trent Alexander-Arnold went through the back of Ryan Fraser before getting the ball. Not given, not a penalty again. And then, I mean, the last one, everyone saw that one, against Manchester City when Ryan Fraser got wiped out by Edison. That wasn't given as a penalty. I think the only people who didn't think that was a penalty in the world was Martin Atkinson, the referee, and Craig Pawson, who was on VAR. So when that's not in your favour as well, when the referees are against you, it doesn't fill me with an awful lot of optimism coming into this match. I mean, Man United are looking good in terms of having a new manager. You're not conceding loads of goals anymore, which is really important, which is what you were doing under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So, yeah, I think with you lot improving and us on a downward spiral and nothing really going our way at the minute, I'm going to say that I think Man United are going to win 3-1, which is 1 goal better than the last time. So, yeah, that'll be good.
So thanks to Ethan, he's full of joys of spring, isn't he? He's
great,
feeling proper positive there. Hey,
same as last time. Remember last time he was on, he just...
And to be fair, he was right.
He's right.
He said we've got no chance, and they didn't really. They had a couple of chances, but I mean, it was a pretty comprehensive win for Manchester United. He mentioned the refs there. They've not had much luck with the refs. I mean, I'm not seeing all their games. I saw the one against City, and the challenge by Edison was a foul, wasn't it? It was a penalty. And it was amazing that they didn't get that.
It was amazing that. I mean, the defending for that first goal for Newcastle, like Ethan mentioned there, how bad they are, was atrocious. Like the guy just left the ball and let Diaz just head it in. So I don't think they'd have won the game whether they got that penalty or not. But they are right. They've not had the best with the refs so far. But also, should they have got rid of Steve Bruce, our man himself?
It's not. Do you know what it is for me, right? It's not even a question of getting rid of Steve Bruce. 'Cause I got to the point where I was feeling sorry for Bruce because I love Bruce here, and the fans didn't want him there. It was obvious the players weren't responding to him. But I just don't rate Eddie Howe. I know others do, and he got promotions with Bournemouth and he did well, but he wasted a lot of money at Bournemouth, and ultimately they got relegated.
Yeah,
that's how he left.
Again,
there.
the only manager that I thought they should have brought in was someone like a Big Sam kind of thing. Which for a year they need to stay in the Premier League because next season, if they've got money to spend or whatever, there's no point in being in the Championship. So they just need to stay in it. I think Eddie Howe's a good manager in terms of playing nice football and all this, but that's not what Bournemouth or Newcastle need right now.
No, they don't. You're right. They don't need
to
Bournemouth.
stay in.
They need to
stay in the Premier League, which odd decision. But
I mean, I don't think they'd have Big Sam back there, but I get what you mean. They need
someone
like him,
just keeping the Premier
Big
League.
Sam, Tony Pulis type manager. The usual WhatsApp chat. Pulis, Pardew.
Kirbishley,
Mark Hughes, Kirbishley. Like, is it your turn? No, I can't. Big Sam's like, I can't go there. I've been there already.
Yeah, I've already done
Sparky, this is you're up, son.
Yeah. Just keeping the Premier League.
Like, I've been there as well. That's not. Count me out. I think you're right. And I think Ethan's every right to feel pessimistic. Saying that, I feel a little bit worried myself because I don't know. I can see I've got a sneaky feeling this could be a draw. What do you reckon? I'll go with you first. What's your score prediction?
No, I'm pretty confident in this game. I think that the way Newcastle played, the way we've been playing, I don't think they can defend well enough. I think we will go at them if we press them like we have been doing teams. I think that with the quality we've got, I think we should comfortably beat them. And St James's Park over Christmas, we usually beat them. It's usually like a 4-3, 4-2, ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm confident with this one.
I don't know. I do worry. I'm not going to lie. And I think there's so many unknowns because we've had a little bit of a break. We don't know who's available. St James, I know what you mean. We have had a lot of good results there, but when everyone's up for it, it can be a difficult ground as well. So I've just got a sneaky feeling this might be a draw. I don't know. I feel like it might be a 1-1 or a 2-2. I'm going to go 1-1. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope we do smash them. Because there's nothing better than beating Newcastle. One of those teams, aren't they?
I'm going to go 5-2.
Go on. That's it. That's
5-2.
Spirit, eh?
That's what we're going to go
Why
for.
not, eh? Do you know what I mean? Give out the old chance of cheer up Alan Shearer and all that stuff.
Amazing. It was great the other week when he was sat right
yeah,
next
he was there when we were in the TRA and he was there. And then there's always there's that one, and he took you down. He said, what is it? He took you down. He sent you down.
Amazing.
Get involved in the comments. Let us know about your score predictions, your predicted 11s, any of that jazz. Let us know what you think about the game in general. Don't forget as well, you can see the graphic on the screen to check out the 12 days of Paddock.
It started right now. We should be giving away prizes. All you've got to do is check the community post. If you are a member, you will post who's winning and how to get in touch with us and what to do and stuff, and we will get your prize out to you. So make sure you check the community post. If you don't do that, you can't win. So that's
we will get your prize, aka
to you.
To you.
We've got some Manscaped stuff. We've got PS5. We've got all sorts of stuff given out, haven't we?
Got a book, haven't we, as well?
Got a book.
Yeah. It's by one of the best goalkeepers ever played for United.
The fourth best one,
I was about to say. So that,
the fourth best one.
Well, actually, I think... So it's not Van der Sar.
No.
It's not David De Gea.
No.
It's not Les Sealer.
No.
It's not Harry Gregg.
No.
It's not Alex Stepney.
No.
It's the best one after that. Go and check out Alex Bagley. Where can people find you?
Baggers_Alex on Twitter.
You know where to find me. Make sure as well, if I don't see you before, have a good New Year. Yep. This has been the Newcastle preview. Big shout out to Ethan James as well. Thanks for coming on the channel. Thanks for watching.